Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 607, and as you can see, it's already dark. It's almost, it's 10 past 11 p.m., so quite late to the game today. I want to make sure that I publish this podcast and the blog post before midnight, obviously. The blog post is already written, so if you want to have a complete experience, this project, Blunt Force Healing, consists of two elements. Every single day, I write the blog post and then record a podcast episode like this one, and they both complement each other because the story is never exactly the same in what I speak here in the video. There are certain details or elements that I might miss while talking, and it's differently written in the blog post. And also I use, for example, AI generator to sit down and create relatable thumbnails. So really the artwork for the blog post, so it reflects at least a little bit of atmosphere. Recently I started doing it, that AI driven image generation, which kind of refreshes the blog a little bit, and it also serves as a thumbnail for YouTube videos. So I found, I would say, by experimentation, a new means to achieve something next, I would say, for this project. So today was quite normal Friday. It was nothing special really. The day went on because Friday is normal day of work for me. So we dropped Julian at school. The weather was brilliant for Ireland, and especially recent couple of months. The last couple of weeks are getting better and better. Today we had over 25 degrees, at some stage even 27 Celsius, so quite hot, to be honest. Albeit in the afternoon, late afternoon and evening, quite a strong breeze, pretty much a very windy conditions started coming in. It was still sunny and warm, but the wind was cooling, had cooling effect significantly. So we basically, after picking Julian from school and when I finished work, we went to Rosnola Lower, which is a separate beach to the main Rosnola strand that is very popular amongst people around and tourists from Ireland and from the outside. We go usually to Lower because it's kind of like a private beach, you may consider it, because there's pretty much almost zero people there. The only thing that is behind the dunes is a kind of trailer / caravan park, like the holiday homes, and they are usually, most of them, they are empty. There's never like this place is never packed, so there's very little people there. So we love that place because it doesn't have any parking dedicated for the public. So it's a private ground. So not many people go there, and probably not many people even know about it. But there is a nice derelict building there, which we like to sit by. There's an old falling off bench beside it. Beautiful lawn. You can find hares or the actual wild rabbits jumping around. It's so peaceful that they graze there. And obviously, when you cross the dunes, there's a beach. And my wife today went there for an interval walk / jog, while Julian and myself, we stayed in that area beside that derelict building. And first we tried to do some passing, and I was able to do it, which is surprising, considering how badly I injured my ankle on Wednesday evening when we played a match, and yesterday it was, over time, it was really swelling and bruising. But after a good night's sleep, it turned this morning into a miraculous almost recovery. It's still swollen a little bit. You can see the difference. It's slightly bigger, but it's no longer that bruised and that swollen in a single place. It kind of spread out. But the main thing is that the pain is no longer as prevalent as it was. So great progress. So I tried a little bit, obviously saving my left foot and playing mostly with the right one, but balance is necessary. So both legs were working. So yeah, we played a little bit. Then I sat down on the bench. Julian tried a couple of shots at the wall of that building, and at one stage he overshot and it went over the roof. But this building is not just a building with a single kind of triangular roof. It is like a complex of buildings. We didn't even know that, but we knew that it's not just a single roof. And when he overshot, we knew that that ball won't fall as far to cross the other side of the building complex. So it must have stayed either on the roof in some kind of, I don't know, not crevice, but how do you call it? Anyway, the kind of niche or whatever was there, or there must be some empty space there, either the hole in the roof or maybe some yard or something like that. So we went on to explore that building, and it's very hard to access it because on the outside, wherever the public can access it, it's boarded and closed completely, and the fencing and everything is overgrown on the other side. So we climbed the dune, went through one of the holes that we found in the fencing, because I think some maybe curious teenagers or somebody else was trying to get there. And we started going through the bushes, and we got to the point where we could find the ball. And indeed, there was a yard area with wooden terrace, still derelict obviously, but it was kind of interesting place, very quiet as well. And it was nice to explore it with Julian. So we went back afterwards, waited for Elizabeth to come back from running, and went back home. And as we were just approaching our estate, my wife saw the message from one of Julian's friend's mother that was asking if Julian is at Drum Bar, which is a football or soccer pitch just around the corner. And we were kind of surprised because they live on the other side of town, so we weren't sure why she was asking. It turns out that Julian's friend's brother was playing a match at the pitch, and Julian's friend was there to kind of cheer up or just watch his brother's game. But apparently he was bored, so he asked maybe Julian will be around. And so we drove past our house. I dropped Julian there. They enjoyed time together while myself and Elizabeth, we returned home, did a couple of things. Elizabeth focused on her stuff, and then I returned to the pitch, brought some water for Julian because I knew that he was thirsty and needed to hydrate. And I sat in the car for the rest of the time until he finished and we could drive back home. While I was at the pitch, I also spoke to one of the guys, because it turns out that he also has a child younger than Julian in the underage group of under 10s. It's actually a guy that we play together every week, soccer with the guys, and he was asking about my ankle and had a nice chat. It was great weather, lovely day. So great hopes in front of the weekend. Obviously, I won't be able to run or jump too much, but at least there is some promise in recovery, and I hope that the foot will recover well. So that's it for it. That's probably the longest update for quite a good couple of days, if not weeks, except for the weekly update, the last weekly update that I did. So thank you very much for staying that long. I hope you have a great rest of the day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are on the globe. I know that you guys are in a different time zone, so have a great one. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.